Hello there, and welcome to Whispers to Sleep. My name is David, and I'm truly honored to be your guide tonight. Here we believe sleep is not just a routine. It's a gentle journey, a quiet return to peace every night. I craft stories with care, so your mind can rest and your body can soften all you need to do. Take a slow deep breath in, and as you breathe out, allow the day to melt away. Close your eyes. Get cozy under the covers and let my voice lead you into calm, into comfort, into dreams. This is your time. Your memento, truly relax. Let's begin. You are lying in the quiet now. The world outside has grown hushed, as if it has stepped back, giving you space to simply exist. And then you hear it, the first sound. A single tone, low and steady, like the breath of the earth itself. It does not demand your attention. It simply waits for you to notice it. At first, it feels small, just a faint hum. But slowly, like ripples spreading across still water, it expands. It brushes against your skin, moves through your chest, and settles deep in your bones. You are not just hearing this sound. You are feeling it, as though every part of you is quietly listening. This is the first wave. In the language of science, sound is nothing more than vibration, molecules bumping gently against one another, carrying energy through the air until it reaches you. But as you rest here, you sense that it is something more than that. The vibration does not stop at your ears. It travels down into you like a tide coming to meet the shore. Your mind begins to loosen. The thoughts you carried all day, the lists, the worries, the half-finished conversations, drift further away. Each vibration of the sound is like a hand smoothing the surface of water, erasing every ripple. And for the first time tonight, there is space. You breathe in. Slowly, you breathe out. Even slower. With each breath, the sound grows clearer, as if the air itself has learned to hum in harmony with it. Your body responds without effort, heart rate easing, muscles softening, as though the sound has reached into the very wiring of your nervous system and whispered, "Rest." There is science in this softness. Researchers call it entrainment, the way rhythmic vibrations can gently guide the brain into slower, calmer states. Just as a swing will eventually match the push that drives it, your mind begins to sway in time with the sound. Your brain waves, once quick and restless, begin to settle into the slower patterns of relaxation, and you can feel it happening. Your shoulders release the weight they were holding. Your jaw loosens. Your hands, which never quite noticed they were tense, slowly uncurl. The sound is no longer just something you hear. It is something you become. It is like standing at the edge of a quiet ocean. The first wave rolls toward you, smooth and unbroken, and then it washes over your feet. It is cool, steady, and deeply familiar, as though you have felt it before, though you cannot remember when. Another wave follows, and another. And with each one, you are carried farther from the shore of your day, out into a sea where there are no clocks, no schedules, no voices demanding to be heard. Here, there is only sound. It resonates through your chest, as steady as a heartbeat. It vibrates along your spine like a gentle string being plucked. It even seems to hum behind your eyes, quieting the restless flicker of thought until there is only stillness. You notice something else. 2. Silence. Between the waves of sound, there is a pause. A thin, weightless space where nothing moves. It is as important as the sound itself. Like the moment before a breath, or the calm between heartbeats, it holds you. You realize that the sound and the silence are not separate things at all. They are partners, dancing together in a rhythm that feels endless. And in this dance, you begin to let go. Your mind drifts further, carried by each new wave. You are not falling asleep yet, but you are falling away from the sharp edges of thought down into something softer. The world narrows to a single sensation, vibration. It is a thread pulling you gently inward, guiding you to a place where even language begins to fade. If you listen closely, the sound is no longer just one tone. Beneath it, you hear other layers, faint, shimmering echoes that rise and fall like distant tides. It is as though the sound has opened a doorway, and now you are stepping through it. You imagine the air itself glowing faintly with every note, wrapping around you like warm light. You picture your bones humming quietly in response, a hidden symphony that was always there, waiting for this very moment. This is what sound does. It does not push. It invites. You do not need to try. You simply allow. Each wave flows into you, through you, and then beyond you, carrying tension away, like driftwood pulled out to sea. You do not need to follow it. You only need to feel it. And as you do, something extraordinary happens. You begin to lose track of where the sound ends, and you begin. The boundary between you and the vibration dissolves. You are no longer a listener. You are part of the resonance itself, as though your body has become an instrument, perfectly tuned. This is not sleep yet. It is deeper than wakefulness, softer than thought. It is the first step, the opening gate, the sound that calls you inward, and it is only the beginning. Because if this first wave can reach you, if it can smooth away the restless edges of your mind, what might the next one carry? You take another breath. The sound waits. The silence holds. And somewhere deep within you, another wave begins to rise. The sound is no longer just something you hear. It is something you feel. It begins in your skin, a soft tingling that spreads like the warmth of sunlight. Your body, so often forgotten in the noise of the day, is suddenly present again. The sound. Waves ripple through you, not stopping at your ears, but sinking deeper, brushing against every hidden part of you. You may not notice it at first, but this is what science calls resonance. When sound waves travel through air, they reach your body and pass into it, moving through the skin, through the muscle, even through the quiet structure of bone. You are not just surrounded by sound, you are made of it, and as the tones deepen, you begin to listen differently. You imagine each cell as a tiny, silent drum. When the sound touches it, it doesn't resist. It hums back, ever so faintly. Your body is an orchestra of millions, each part joining the song. You can almost picture it, vibrations flowing in ribbons of light, weaving through you in perfect time, like a tide washing through a quiet shore. Your breath slows. You notice the way your chest rises, the way your ribs shift, the subtle motion of air filling your lungs. Even this movement has a rhythm, and the sound begins to match it. It is not coincidence. It is entrainment. The gentle wave vibration and biology align. Your heart, your breath, your nerves, they listen, and they follow. This is where tension begins to loosen. Imagine a tightly wound string. All day, it has been stretched by stress, by thought, by every little demand that tugged at you. Now, with each passing tone, the string relaxes. Muscles you did not even know were clenched soften. Your shoulders drift lower. Your jaw releases. Your hands, once curled, rest open. The sound moves deeper still. It reaches the bones, those quiet pillars within you. Science tells us that bone is an extraordinary conductor of vibration. When sound meets bone, it travels faster and clearer, as if it has found a secret pathway. Perhaps that is why you feel it so profoundly. Not as something external, but as something happening from within. And then, even further down, it touches the places you cannot see. Your heartbeat slows, each pulse syncing with the rhythm of the sound. Your nervous system, that endless network of signals and sparks, begins to shift. Nerves that spent the day alert and restless ease into stillness. It is as if every circuit in your body, has been dimmed to a soft golden glow. You begin to sense this not just as relaxation, but as language. The sound is speaking to you. It says, you are safe. You are still. You are here. You let it speak. You let it hum through every layer of you, until you are no longer just lying in a room, but floating in a space that feels both inside and outside your body at once. Each wave of sound is both a whisper and an embrace. It does not push. It does not demand. It simply arrives, and in its arrival, you are free to release everything else. The science of this is simple, but its effect feels infinite. These are not just sounds. They are frequencies, steady, low vibrations that the body knows instinctively how to follow. Your cells, your bones, your blood, they all align with it. Not by choice, not by effort, by nature. And with every passing moment, you feel less like you are listening and more like you are dissolving into the sound itself. You drift in this space for what feels like forever, or perhaps only an instant. Time begins to lose meaning here. The sound becomes the only measure of it, a slow river carrying you deeper and deeper. And just when you think you might vanish into it entirely, you notice something new. There is a stillness between the vibrations. A pause so small you almost miss it. It is in these moments, these microscopic silences, that your body seems to sigh. Like an exhale after a long-held breath, it releases even more. Muscles sink heavier into the bed. Your heart beats softer. Even your mind, usually so quick to wander, sits down in the quiet. You are no longer thinking of sound. You are simply being sound. And in this state, something extraordinary happens. You begin to feel whole. The restless fragments of yourself, the tired body, the busy mind, the endless list of things undone, all fold together into one single, steady presence. You. Not the version of you from today, not the one who worried or rushed or carried weight. Just you, stripped down to something essential, humming quietly with the tone that has been here all along. The vibration keeps moving, and you let it. You feel it in your fingertips, in your chest, in the curve of your spine. You feel it in the spaces between heartbeats. You feel it in the quiet, and as you rest in this sea of resonance, you realize something almost miraculous. This language of vibration has no end. It will keep speaking to you for as long as you let it. Your breath deepens. Your body drifts. And in the space between one sound and the next, you feel the faintest trace of curiosity rise. If sound can reach this far, if it can whisper to every hidden corner of you, what will happen when it reaches your mind? Your body is settled now. The vibrations that once moved through your skin and bones have reached their quiet destination. But there is one place still waiting to be touched. Your mind. It begins with a single tone. Low, steady, patient. You feel it before you fully notice it. A hum that lingers like an echo in an empty hall. Your thoughts, once restless and scattered, begin to lean toward it. They listen. Your brain is a world of rhythm. Beneath every memory, every word, every spark of awareness, there is a pulse, electrical waves rising and falling like the tide. Science calls them brain waves. And tonight, sound is their tide moon, pulling them gently downward, from the hurried chatter of wakefulness to the calm depths of rest. You sense this shift without needing to name it. At first, your mind feels lighter, as if someone has dimmed a bright light behind your eyes. The fast, sharp rhythm of thought, the beta waves that carried you through your day, begin to slow. You are no longer analyzing, no longer reaching for answers. You are simply sinking, as if each sound is a hand guiding you deeper into quiet waters. Now comes alpha. This is the space between focus and sleep, the soft twilight of the mind. You feel it as a loosening, a gentle untying of knots you didn't know were there. Your breathing deepens. Your eyelids grow heavy. And the sound? The sound feels less like music and more like a mirror, reflecting back the calm you've been searching for all along. But the journey doesn't end here. The tones stretch lower, slower. You feel them in your chest and in your head, a steady, weightless pulse. This is theta, the dreamer's rhythm. Here, your mind is neither fully awake nor fully asleep. It drifts. Thoughts lose their sharp edges, becoming soft clouds that float across a wide, quiet sky. Memories, images, half-formed ideas, they all move gently, like leaves carried by a stream. You do not chase them. You simply watch them pass. And then, there is a deeper quiet still. Delta dot these waves are the slowest of all, a rhythm so unhurried it feels like silence. Your mind is no longer thinking in words. It is listening, breathing, resting. Here, every sound from the meditation is a distant bell ringing not to wake you, but to remind you that you are safe enough to sleep. You imagine your brain like a vast, starlit lake. Each frequency of sound is a stone dropped into its surface. The ripples travel outward, smoothing the water instead of disturbing it. The more the tones deepen, the calmer the lake becomes, until it reflects nothing but stillness. You are that stillness, and in this stillness your body follows. Your heart beats in slow, steady time. Your breath matches it. Your entire nervous system, once restless, quick, and alert, settles into a quiet harmony, as if it has been waiting for this signal all along. This is not magic. It is resonance. The same way a tuning fork makes another vibrate in sympathy. Sound invites your mind into its rhythm. You are not forcing relaxation. You are simply answering a call your body already understands. And as you drift in this space, a thought appears, soft and simple. This is what it means to rest. You do not cling to the thought. You let it pass like a cloud, and another follows, even softer. If my mind can be this quiet, what else can sound reach? You lie there, listening to the hum beneath everything. It no longer feels separate from you. The sound is not around you. It is you. Every wave of tone is a breath of thought, a slow-motion exhale that carries you further from the edges of worry and closer to the center of calm dot in this place. Even time slows down. Minutes stretch into something softer, almost shapeless. You are not waiting for the next sound. You are not measuring how far you've come. You are only here, in this moment, held by a rhythm older than language itself. Just as you begin to disappear into the quiet, there is one more layer too. This stillness, something just beneath it, something you could almost feel. You sense it like a hidden door. Behind it, perhaps, there is something even deeper than thought. Something older than the mind's constant motion. The sound draws you toward it, not quickly, not with urgency. Just a steady pull, like the tide inviting you closer to the horizon. Your breath slows again. The tones stretch thinner now, long and low, as if they are folding you into their endlessness. Your mind follows without resistance, each thought dissolving until only awareness remains, clear, open, quiet. And it is here, at the threshold of this stillness, that you begin to wonder. If sound can bring calm to the mind, can it also reach what lies beyond it? You take a slow breath. The sound follows, as if it has been waiting for you. When you inhale, it swells soft and round, like a wave rolling toward the shore. When you exhale, it retreats, sinking into quiet. Without even trying, you begin to match its rhythm. Your body understands this language. Breathing has always been more than air. Each inhale carries oxygen, fueling every cell, every tiny spark of life inside you. Each exhale releases what you no longer need. But in this moment, with sound as your guide, it feels like more than biology. It feels like balance. Science has a name for this harmony: entrainment. When you hear a steady rhythm, whether it's a drum, a heartbeat, or the hum of sound during meditation, your body begins to align with it. Your breath slows. Your heart softens its pace. Your nervous system, once restless, leans toward calm. It's as if the sound is not outside of you anymore. It's inside, shaping you from within. You take another breath, deeper this time. The tone hums low and warm, wrapping around you. Your chest expands like a sail catching the wind, and then slowly, easily, you let it go. As you do, you feel the release not just in your lungs, but in your shoulders, your neck, even in your thoughts. This is more than relaxation. This is resonance. You imagine the sound as a gentle tide, moving in and out with you. When you breathe in, the tide rises, carrying you higher. When you breathe out, it lowers, settling you closer to stillness. With every cycle, the boundary between you and the sound grows thinner, until you can't tell where one ends and the other begins. And this is where the science deepens. Each breath sends subtle signals through your body. Your diaphragm moves downward, massaging your organs and calming your nerves. Your heart rate shifts slightly with every inhale and exhale, a dance known as respiratory sinus arrhythmia. Even your brain listens, adjusting its rhythm to match the flow. In this gentle alignment, something extraordinary happens. Your body's many systems begin to move as one. You feel it now, your breath slowing, your heart finding its quiet pace, your thoughts drifting with them like leaves on a slow river. You are not forcing it. You are simply allowing it, and the sound is guiding you there. You notice the small spaces between breaths, the pauses. They are not empty. They are full of rest. In those moments, the world feels weightless, as if time itself is inhaling with you, holding for a moment, and then exhaling again. You wonder, perhaps this is how the body speaks to the sound without words. Only rhythm. With each breath, the tone seems to grow softer and closer, as though it's no longer in the room, but in your chest, in your pulse, in the quiet of your mind. You feel it in the bones of your face, in the gentle sway of your rib cage, in the calm behind your closed eyes. And slowly, you begin to breathe differently. Not just with your lungs, but with your whole being. It is as if the sound is widened. The space inside you, your breath feels longer, more fluid, as though it has discovered new pathways through your spine, through your fingertips, through every part of you that has ever held tension. This is what happens when rhythm and biology meet. The sound draws your breath into perfect time, and in turn, your breath draws your body into quiet alignment. Even your mind seems to follow, drifting like a boat that has finally surrendered to the current. You are no longer separate pieces. You are one. The tide rises. You inhale. The tide falls. You exhale. And each time, you feel yourself dissolve. Little further into the sound's embrace. In this space, science and stillness are not different things. They are the same. For in this moment, you do not simply understand the connection between sound and breath. You become it. You linger here for a while, breathing, floating in this effortless rhythm. And as you do, a quiet thought begins to bloom. If sound can bring harmony to my breath, what else can it touch? Perhaps it can reach even deeper past the lungs, past the mind into something older, something even quieter. The sound hums softly, as if answering. You are still. The room is quiet, but within you, 1,000 quiet rhythms play at once. Your heart beats its steady drum. Your breath moves like a soft flute, rising and falling. Even your cells are vibrating, each one humming faintly. Their sound too small for your ears, but not too small to shape you. And then, the tone begins. It is low at first, a gentle hum that seems to rest beneath your skin. It doesn't just enter your ears, it enters your whole body, weaving itself between your heartbeat, your breath, and the subtle music already happening inside you. You didn't know you had an orchestra living within you. But now, you can feel. Science tells us that every part of you has its own rhythm. Your heart sends out pulses that guide your blood. Your brain sends electrical waves that shape your thoughts. Even your cells communicate in tiny vibrations, microscopic tremors of life. And when sound touches you, it does more than pass by. It begins to tune you. You inhale, and the sound rises with you, as if your breath is a string being plucked. Heart answers, its rhythm softening, sinking. Your nervous system, once scattered and restless, begins to follow. Like violins slowly joining the same melody. This is entrainment, the quiet science of synchronization. When a rhythm is steady, the body wants to match it. Your heart, your breath, even the firing of neurons in your brain, they all begin to lean toward the sound. Just as a group of instruments will eventually tune themselves to one another. When they share the same room. You can feel it happening. Now, the hum doesn't stay outside. It moves in, settling into your chest, your stomach, the space between your ribs. It's as if every muscle is exhaling. The noise of the day, the mental clutter you carried, starts to dissolve. Something simpler emerges. One clear, slow rhythm. Your body listens. Your heart slows to meet it. Your breathing deepens, the air moving in and out like gentle waves. The nerves along your spine quiet down, as though they too are leaning in, surrendering to the same steady pattern. For a moment, you are not many things. You are not separate systems. You are one sound. Scientists call this state coherence, when your heart, breath, and mind align in a single fluid pattern. It's not magic. It's biology. Yet in this quiet moment, it feels like something greater than biology, something closer to music than medicine. And as you listen, you start to notice the smaller instruments, the tiny hidden ones. Your blood, flowing in silent rivers, follows the rhythm. Your muscles, no longer tense, soften and loosen like strings relaxed after being too tightly wound. Even the electrical currents in your brain begin to slow, shifting from quick, restless waves into the calm, rolling rhythms that carry you toward sleep. The sound is not just calming you, it is conducting you. Each note is like a hand guiding an invisible baton. Each vibration tells your body, this is the way, follow me. And you do. You imagine your body now, not as flesh and bone, but as a grand concert hall. Your heart is the drum, steady and deep. Your breath is the wind, soft and endless. Your cells are the strings, millions of tiny players, bowing in unison. And over it all, the sound moves like a patient conductor, pulling every instrument into perfect time. You listen, you feel. And then, something remarkable happens. You no longer hear the sound as separate from you. It is not in the room. It is in your chest, in your veins. In your mind, you have become the sound. Your body hums with it. Your breath flows with it. And even your thoughts have quieted to match its steady, hypnotic tone. There is no rush, no dissonance, no stray notes. Only harmony. And in this harmony, you feel safe. This is what happens when sound reaches every corner of you, not just your ears, but your heart, your breath, your cells. It is the body remembering what balance feels like. It is every hidden instrument finally agreeing to play the same song. And that song is peace. You stay here, floating in it, letting it hold you. Your mind is softer now, quieter, as if the sound has tucked it gently into bed. And as you sink deeper into this quiet symphony, you begin to wonder, if sound can bring your body into such perfect balance, what might happen when it touches the mind itself? The sound lingers, low and patient, as if it knows the answer, and it is waiting to take you there. You hear it, the pause. The tone fades, and for a breath, there is nothing. No hum, no vibration, only silence. And yet, this silence is not empty. It feels heavier than sound itself, as if the room is holding its breath with you. You let your shoulders drop. The quiet stretches out, soft and slow, wrapping itself around you like a blanket. Science has a name for this too. When the world grows still and your mind is no longer filled with noise, your body shifts into a state called the relaxation response. Your heart rate slows. Your blood pressure eases. Your nervous system, once restless, begins to settle. Feel it now, like sinking into warm water, that every exhale is a release. Every pause between sounds is a doorway, pulling you further from the noise of the day and closer to the quiet that was always waiting. This is the weight of stillness. Even without music, the body responds. In silence, your brain begins to move into slower waves alpha and theta, the same ones that appear when you dream. Your muscles loosen. The tension hiding in your jaw, your neck, your chest melts, as if silence itself has hands, and it is, untying every knot you didn't know you carried. And the more you listen, the more you realize, silence is not nothing. It is a sound all its own. You hear your breath, steady and deep. You feel the rhythm of your heart, pulsing like a drum beneath the quiet. These are not distractions. They are part of the silence, woven into it like threads in a vast, invisible fabric. You are not separate from it. You are inside it. In this stillness, the science becomes clear. Your body is designed for this. Quiet activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the part of you that heals, restores, and brings you back into balance. It slows the storm of cortisol, the stress hormone, and in its place, it gives you serotonin and melatonin, the gentle chemicals of calm and sleep. You are not forcing anything. You are simply allowing it. You close your eyes, and the quiet deepens. It is not only around you, it is in you. The thoughts that once raced through your mind no longer feel sharp or urgent. They drift like clouds, soft and slow, dissolving at the edges until all that remains is a sky wide enough to rest in. This is the gift of stillness. It is not demanding. It asks for nothing from you. It simply holds you. And in this space, you begin to understand why silence feels heavy. It carries everything you've been putting down. Every worry, every restless thought, they sink here, vanishing into a quiet that is vast enough to hold them all without a sound. You exhale longer this time. Your body follows. Your heart, your breath, even the tiny muscles in your face, they all begin to mirror the silence, matching its unhurried rhythm. It is as if the quiet is teaching you, showing you how to be weightless by carrying all the weight for you. You listen, but there is nothing to hear. And yet, you hear everything. Your mind feels open, like a lake at night, still and dark, reflecting every star. This is not emptiness. This is peace. The space between sounds has become its own music, softer than any tone, deeper than any melody. And just when you think the silence will last forever, the sound returns. It is subtle at first, barely more than a hum, but because you have been in the quiet, it feels richer, fuller, as if it is blooming from the stillness itself. You welcome it. Sound does not disrupt the silence. It moves through it, like a single note played in an infinite room, resonating without end. And you, lying here, feel yourself resonating too. The silence has tuned you for this. You are ready to be carried deeper, not by noise, not by force, but by the gentle pull of harmony. The stillness fades, but its weight remains within you, anchoring you, holding you steady as the sound lifts you again. You breathe in, you breathe out, and somewhere between the last whisper of silence and the first rise of tone, you begin to wonder if quiet alone can calm the body. What happens when sound and silence begin to dance together? The sound is low at first, not loud, not sharp, just a steady hum, deep enough that you don't just hear it, you feel it. It moves through you like warm water, slipping past every thought and settling in the spaces your mind has been holding too tightly. This is where sound becomes more than sound. Science has a name for these tones: low-frequency vibrations. Some call them healing frequencies, not in the mystical sense, but because of what they do within you. Studies show that these deep sounds slow your heart rate, quiet your nervous system, and help your body enter a state where it can restore itself. You don't need to understand every detail. You only need to feel it. The hum is steady, and as it wraps around you, you notice your breath matching it. Slower now, deeper. The weight in your chest begins to ease, not because it has been taken away, but because the sound is holding it for. Your body knows what to do. Even your cells seem to respond. Scientists have found that certain frequencies can influence the way your body's systems work. They call it resonance, when one vibration meets another and sets it into motion. In this quiet room, with this gentle hum, it feels as if every part of you is beginning to vibrate in tune. You can almost imagine it. Billions of cells, tiny and intricate, each one like a string on a great invisible instrument. And the sound? You hear is tuning them one by one, until there is no dissonance left, only harmony. You sink further. This is not just relaxation. It is repair. When you hear these low, warm tones, your body begins to release tension you didn't even know was there. Your muscles soften, your jaw unclenches. The air moves in and out of you like a tide, unforced, unhurried dot. It is as though the sound is reaching into places words never could. Long before there were studies, before brain scans or heart monitors, people understood this. Ancient healers used deep drums, chanting voices, and steady rhythms to bring calm to restless minds. They may not have had the language of science, but they had the language of feeling, and feeling has always known the truth. You feel it now. The sound does not rush. It simply stays, and in that steadiness, your body finds its own rhythm. You notice something else, too. The thoughts that once crowded in are quieter now. They do not fight to be heard. They drift like dust in a beam of soft light, weightless and unimportant. This is what healing sounds like. Not a sudden change, not a sharp shift, but a slow unraveling. One layer at a time. Your nervous system is listening. Deep in your body, the vagus nerve, a great wandering thread that touches your heart, lungs, and gut, responds to these low tones. It sends a signal of safety, telling every part of you, you can rest now, and you do. Your arms grow heavy, but not in a way that holds you down, in a way that anchors you, grounding you in a quiet that feels endless. The hum fills the room, but it is not just sound anymore. It is warmth. It is space. It is the feeling of being carried without needing to move. For a moment, you imagine what it might look like if you could see this sound. Maybe it would be waves of golden light, slow and fluid, curling around you in patterns you can't quite follow but deeply understand. Or maybe it is simpler than that. Maybe it is nothing more than the way your body sighs, the way your breath deepens, the way every tight place inside you slowly loosens until you are no longer holding yourself together. You are simply being held. The hum deepens, and though nothing has changed outside this room, you are changed within it. The sound has shifted you, not in a loud, dramatic way, but the way rivers carve valleys, slow, steady, inevitable. This is the science of gentleness. Your heartbeat slows a little more. Your shoulders feel lighter. Somewhere deep in the quiet machinery of your body, the chemistry of stress fades. Cortisol melts away. In its place, there is calm. There is balance. There is the slow, certain feeling that you are safe enough to sleep. You let yourself float in it. This is what the ancient healers knew, what the science now confirms. Low, steady sound doesn't just reach your ears. It reaches you. And in this moment, you realize you have not been listening to the sound at all. You have been listening to yourself. The hum continues, but it is softer now. You are no longer holding on to it. It is holding on to you. And in that quiet embrace, you wonder if sound can soothe what is restless within you. What might it awaken next? You are no longer counting the seconds. The sound is there, steady and low, a constant hum that seems less like something you hear and more like something you are. It holds you the way the ocean holds a boat, not pulling, not pushing, only letting. You drift. This is the place between. Your eyes are heavy, but not fully closed. Your thoughts, once sharp and restless, now blur at the edges, like ink sinking into water. You don't need to stop them. You don't even need to follow them. They simply float, weightless, in the soft current of sound, and you float with them. Scientists call this moment the hypnagogic state, the threshold between wakefulness and sleep. In this state, your brain begins to shift, its waves slowing, lengthening, becoming deep and gentle, like ripples fading into still water. Alpha waves give way to theta waves. Your mind loosens its grip, and in doing so, it finally rests. You feel it happening. It's not a sudden fall, not a sharp descent, but a gradual sinking. A slow drift. The sound is your anchor, even as it carries you. Each tone seems to breathe with you, rising with every inhale, softening with every exhale. This simple rhythm, the hum and the breath, becomes a bridge, and with every step across it, the world grows quieter. There is no hurry here. The tension in your shoulders has long since melted. The constant hum of thought, the to-do lists, the words you didn't say, they no longer have weight. They dissolve, like mist touched by morning sun. You drift deeper. And as you do, something remarkable happens. Your body begins to move in harmony with this stillness. Your heart slows, your muscles release, and your nervous system shifts into its quiet mode, what scientists call the parasympathetic state, where healing begins. This is the body's whisper. Safe. You are safe, and you believe it. The hum is softer now, but you hear it everywhere in the air, in your breath, even in the steady pulse of your blood. It no longer feels separate from you. It feels like you. You let yourself float further, as though the sound is a tide carrying you to a place beyond thought, beyond effort. You are not falling asleep. You are being carried there, gently, effortlessly. Mind wanders to the idea of deep space silent, endless, calm. If sleep were a place, maybe it would feel like this. Dark, but not empty. Quiet, but not lonely. Vast, but comforting. You drift through it, slow and unbound. The sound is the only thing that remains. You do not cling to it. You rest in it, the way a leaf rests on a river. The current is soft. There are no sharp edges here, no urgency, no demands. This is the drift. Your breath deepens. Your heartbeat steadies. Even your skin seems to sense the quiet, as though every nerve is turned to glass, and the sound is a warm light shining through it. You are not thinking anymore. You are only feeling, and that feeling is weightless. Time, if it exists here, is no longer linear. It is circular, like ripples spreading and returning, soft and endless. You are suspended in it, not lost, but held. The hum lingers. You don't question where it comes from. You don't ask why it works. You simply accept it, the way you accept the tide, the way you accept the night sky, constant, patient, infinite. And the deeper you drift, the more you understand. Sleep is not something you chase. It is something you allow. You loosen your grip completely now. Your thoughts no longer return. Even the hum begins to fade, not because it is gone, but because you no longer need to notice it. It has done its work. You are floating, and in this weightless place, just before you cross fully into dreams, there is a single, quiet truth. You are exactly where you are meant to be. And as you surrender fully, you wonder, with the gentlest curiosity, if a drift can be this peaceful, what waits for you in the deep? You are standing at the threshold, though you do not move. The room around you feels softer now, its edges blurred. The sound that has followed you from the waking world is still here, but it is no longer something you are listening to. It has become part of you. It hums beneath your skin, steady and patient, guiding you to a place you have always known, but rarely see with open eyes. This is the gate not at first. You hover there. Your body is heavy, warm, and still, but your mind is lighter than it has ever been. It is as if gravity has loosened its hold on your thoughts. You are neither here nor gone. You are between. Science calls this moment the transition into stage 1 sleep. Your brain waves slow, slipping from the calm rhythm of alpha waves to the softer, deeper pulse of theta. Your breathing evens out. Your muscles release the last of their tension. Even the tiny muscles around your eyes grow still. You are drifting, but this time there is no resistance. The sound carries you like a current. Low, rounded tones brush against your senses, and you feel them not only in your ears, but in your chest, in your spine, in the spaces where thought becomes feeling. These vibrations are not commands. They do not push. They only invite. You accept. A soft tingling moves across your scalp, down your arms, like the first touch of cool water on warm skin. Your heartbeat slows, syncing with the steady rhythm of the sound, as if some quiet intelligence deep within you is realigning everything to a single, gentle pulse. You feel safe here. There is a reason for that, Dot. When you enter this state, your body activates its parasympathetic nervous system, the part of you built for rest, repair, and deep calm. Your blood pressure lowers. Your stress hormones retreat. Your immune system begins its quiet work. This is more than relaxation. It is a return to balance, Dot. And in this balance, the gate opens. Your thoughts, once sharp and insistent, now blur completely. You no longer follow them. You simply watch them pass, like clouds dissolving in a night sky. One by one, they vanish, until only space remains vast, quiet, welcoming. Dot. You step into it without fear. This is what sleep has been waiting for. Not force, not control, only permission. The hum deepens, and you feel it pulling you forward. Each breath carries you farther from the surface of waking life. It is not falling, not really. It is sinking, as though you are lowering yourself into the softest, warmest ocean. Deeper still, the colors of your mind change. You are no longer holding on to words or plans or the quiet hum of thought. You are drifting into something quieter, older, something every creature knows. From the smallest bird to the vast blue whale, sleeping as it rises and sinks with the sea. Dot. This is nature's language, the universal surrender. You feel your limbs heavy and light at once, a paradox only sleep can explain. You are no longer aware of the room, or the walls, or the time. All of it has slipped behind you. There is only the sound and the slow, certain rhythm it weaves around you. And then, for a moment, there is nothing at all. Dot. This is not absence. It is fullness so deep it feels like silence. Inside you, your brain begins its quiet work. Memory is sorted. Cells repair themselves. Tissues knit and strengthen. Hormones release like tiny messengers, soothing, balancing, restoring. Sleep is not stillness. It is an orchestra playing in the dark, every note designed to heal. You float in this music, even if you cannot hear it. The sound bath you began with is still there, though now it feels more like a memory than a song, its vibrations echoing through you, steadying you even as your mind surrenders completely. This is the gate, and you are passing through. Dot. And as you do, something wonderful happens. Your sense of you softens. The boundary between your body and the sound, between your breath and the quiet, begins to blur. There is no separation. You are the stillness, the hum, the gentle drift downward. You are sleep, and sleep at last welcomes you in. Your mind dips lower now, touching the edges of stage 2, where dreams first begin to gather like mist. They wait for you there, patient and slow, until you are ready to meet them. But for now, you rest at the threshold. You are neither fully here, nor fully gone. You float in the calmest tide imaginable, where the only thing left is peace. The sound fades. Or perhaps it was never fading at all. Perhaps it was simply becoming part of you, absorbed into the quiet language of the body, where words are no longer needed. And as you cross fully into the deep, weightless dark, one last thought drifts through, soft and unhurried. If this is only the gate, what dreams might be waiting just beyond? You are no longer at the threshold. You have crossed. Sleep holds you now, gentle and steady. The sounds that once surrounded you do not disappear, they change. They stretch, soften, and become part of the space you drift through. It is as if the music has followed you into a quieter world, one where words no longer matter and time dissolves like mist. This is the echo of dreams. You do not hear it in the way you hear the waking world. It is not outside you anymore. Instead, it hums through you like a memory your body carries, a thread connecting every breath, every heartbeat, every deepening layer of rest. In this place, the brain enters its most restorative state. Your waves slow further, falling into the deep, unbroken rhythm of delta sleep. Here, the body does its quiet work. Cells repair, tissues mend. The immune system strengthens its defenses. Growth hormones, the silent healers, flow like unseen rivers through your bloodstream, repairing the small fractures and stresses of the day. And all the while, the echo remains soft, constant, like a guardian at the edge of your dreams. Do not need to think about it. You only float. Your mind, once busy and tangled, now moves differently. In sleep, your hippocampus, the keeper of memory, carefully files away the day's moments, tucking them into place. Some are kept, some are let go. It is a quiet sorting, like snow falling in slow, patient patterns until the world lies smooth and unbroken again. And beneath this stillness, the sound vibrates. It is not loud. It is not insistent. It is like the ocean miles beneath the surface, steady, endless, carrying you without effort. Your breath follows it. In and out. In and out. Each cycle draws you deeper until you begin to dream. The first images come softly, like watercolor bleeding across paper. Shapes that don't need names. Colors that feel more than they appear. Your brain begins to weave these fragments together, and the echo of sound becomes the loom on which your dreams are spun. You drift through them without resistance. Sometimes they are simple. A quiet field, a sky without end, the sound of a river you cannot see. Other times, they stretch wider, stranger, carrying you through memories that no longer ache, or places you've never been, but somehow recognize. All of it is safe. All of it is healing, because in this stage of sleep deep, unshaken, your body has surrendered its guard. The stress that once clung to your muscles has slipped away. The tightness in your chest has eased. Even your heartbeat, that quiet metronome of your waking life, is slower now, steady as a drum in the distance. And still, the sound is there. Science calls it auditory entrainment, the way rhythm can follow you into sleep, anchoring your brain's activity and guiding it like a gentle hand. Even though you are no longer awake to hear it, your nervous system remembers. The vibrations that carried you here continue their work, cradling you in the deepest, most restful place your mind and body can go. You are safe in that place. Time passes differently here. Minutes fold into hours. Hours dissolve into something even softer, You do not notice. You do not need to. The echo carries you, like a boat drifting on a tide that will never let you run aground. And while you float, your mind begins to clear. It is subtle, but it is real. The fog that once clung to you, the worries, the thoughts you could not stop holding, is gone. In its place, there is space. Wide, quiet, endless space. Here, even your dreams feel weightless. And in this weightlessness, your body knows what to do. Deep sleep strengthens your memory. It balances your emotions. It restores the parts of you that are too quiet to notice while awake. The tiny repairs in every cell, the silent recalibration of your heart and lungs, the way your very skin heals and renews. All of it happens here. All of it happens in the echo. The sound is still with you, though now you do not hear it, you are it. You are the hum, the vibration, the deep, low resonance that stitches every layer of you back together. It is as if you have become music, even if no one is listening, but you. And then, slowly, another change. A faint brightening. The brain begins its gentle ascent, moving from the depths of delta into lighter stages of sleep, toward the quiet space where dreams sharpen and the world grows more vivid. REM, the stage where the mind paints in detail. Here, the echo of sound softens but never leaves. It is the undertone to every imagined sky, every impossible landscape, every story your sleeping mind dares to tell. You do not wake, you float. In this floating, you understand something you could not in the waking world. Rest is not only an absence. It is a presence, vast and generous, holding you in its arms and stitching you whole. You drift for what feels like forever, until you feel the faintest whisper of change. A shift in the tide. Somewhere beyond this dream, morning is beginning to stir. But you are not there yet. Not fully. The echo is still carrying you, gently, patiently, until you are ready to rise. And as you drift between this last quiet dream and the first hint of waking light, one thought passes softly through you, like the final note of a song that never really ends. When you open your eyes, the world will be waiting. But for now, you rest, still held by the sound. The journey has been long, but it was never rushed. Each chapter was a step inward into breath, into stillness, into sound. You have learned that your body is an orchestra, that silence has weight, that even in sleep, sound holds you like a tide that never falters. You've drifted through healing frequencies, surrendered at the gentle gate of sleep, and floated in the quiet echo of dreams where the mind repairs and the heart finds balance. And now, you are here. Not fully awake, not quite asleep, but resting in a space that is yours alone. A space where science and wonder no longer feel separate, where every vibration, every breath, every note of this unseen music has carried you home. You do not need to hold on to it. The sound will stay with you, even in the silence. And when you open your eyes, you will not remember every word, but you will feel it, the steady rhythm beneath your thoughts, the calm hum within your chest, the quiet knowing that you are whole. Now, there is nothing left to do, no effort, no searching, only rest. Breathe in, breathe out, and let the last echo carry you deeper still until there is only peace. And now, as our story gently fades, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for spending this moment with me. Your presence here means the world, and your support helps me create even more peaceful journeys. Just for you. If this helped you rest, please consider liking, subscribing, or simply coming back tomorrow night. Until then, stay cozy, stay kind, and may your dreams tonight be soft, serene, and full of wonder. Good night, my friend. With warmth, David.